Welcome to round 8. We are heading for the second time to the beautiful country of Japan. We are here at the Suzuka International Circuit. And I'm not alone again, because last time was really fun. So, you already know him. It's the myth, the legend. Welcome, Felix.
Yep. Hello, once again. It's me again. Really sorry. But it was so nice to comment on the race in Fuji, so I'll have to do it again, I guess. And yeah, once again, thank you for the invite.
Of course, much appreciated. And before we head into the race, like last time, Felix, please introduce the track for us.
Just like in Fuji, I'm gonna introduce the track to you. As Apex mentioned before, we are heading for Suzuka in Japan. This is a very technical circuit with a length of 5.8 kilometers. And it's a very unique track because it's really punishing when you do have to make some errors. For example, the track is very narrow and there are no sort of runoff areas, just grass and eventually some gravel. And then, of course, the wall. Suzuka is known for its technical first sector and some other corners. I mean, the first sector are turns 3 to 7, the Suzuka S's, which every driver should know. Some people like them, some people don't. I personally hate them, but that's of course personal preference. You got 130R, turn 15, a very fast left-hander, which is made famous by Fernando Alonso with his outside overtaking maneuver on Michael Schumacher. Of course, you've got Degner, which are two right-hand corners that are really punishing, which are turn 8 and 9. Then you've got Spoon, turn 13 and 14, which is a crucial and very long double left-hand corner, which is heading onto the back straight, which is a long straight, so you have to get it right or else you will lose a lot of time. In practice and quali, we've seen a couple of drivers spinning out there because they dipped two wheels onto the AstroTurf, which spun them around and gave them some damage. But that's a place that the drivers should avoid going too wide. I mean, there are other places at the track where you can go wide. This is certainly one of them where you don't want to go wide.
Who's going to take the crown here at Suzuka? Fuji was already pretty exciting, but Suzuka is well known for some good racing and for a lot of crashes. But let's see how clean the race actually is. What a launch there from Ras already passed, or side by side at least with Stick here. Snow still on P1. Side by side Moscow Felix really brave move on the outside here. Oh, bit of oh, that's the contact. Second time, third time, and he's off. Really unlucky here, and in a stick, of course. What a legend. Let's Felix past again. Same time, same thing as in Fuji again. I'm pretty sure he will be able to get back the places. We see Moscow already here chasing Apex, definitely. This time without hazard lights at least, but let's see how fast he actually is here. The GTR should be the faster car on this track, as we see here. Degner 1 and 2, really difficult corners. Still snow on P1. Let's see a bit here if anything changed. As I said, Snow still on P1 as he had on the pole position near Gabius, and then Apex behind Moscow, Rust and Sweet Cherry on P7. Really good drive until now. Loiso, Felix there on P9. P10 we have in Stick, and already Felix trying to gain some places.
Muscovy catching up to Apex. And Muscovy is through.
As you can quite see on the livery of Apex here, Red Bull gives the wings but not pace so far. Not the best start from Apex here. Muscovy still, as last race, a contender for the podium here. And as you can see, still no back markers, anything. As you can see, Felix exploring the track a bit here. Of course, should not be a penalty because he didn't win some time because of that. Suzuka, only person here in the Lexus again. Could be maybe the best choice around Suzuka. Let's see that. And one thing already mentioned at the track guide, Suzuka doesn't allow for any errors at all. When you're lucky, you're only 100 miles per hour interval, and I just said no mistakes allowed. And of course, Apex goes off track at lap 2. Let's see how many more times this will be repeated. As we see Felix gaining a bit too laser again after, of course, the incident, which he has absolutely zero fault. Got tapped at his back and lost control. As you can see, still good of racing going on. Indian sticks still there at the back. And I'm pretty sure that these guys will definitely be racing for some time now.
And after Techno 1, everyone taking it quite cautious. Techno 2, a bit of curb, a bit of slide on the exit, but nothing too major. Let's see if he's going to be able to line up a move. I think he is. Yep, and he's passed. Can he keep it clean on the exit? He can. And that's Felix past Böso into P8.
Very nice
Still
stuff.
2 positions gate.
Böso still there. Let's see, Sweet Cherry definitely looking in the mirror and having a panic attack from a really quick German behind him, even if he has the better car. Already the field divided into 2 groups. We have Snow Guard, Pilsen and Muscovy. And B5, which I cannot quite see actually, as you see side by side, Apex here with sorry, I forgot the name actually, don't care about, did a Trident Alonso against Schumacher move, didn't quite get it, so Apex still on P6 here. Sweet Cherry still on a really good P7, but he is under threat from Felix, which has a really good pace so far. Maybe can already try to gain a place now into turn 1. Not quite there yet, but there will be some issues, and Apex again hasn't learned from his mistakes and not on the screen. Oh, there he is, and last place. That's what you get for not having a brain and getting off at the same turn again. Let's see how many more times will be repeated, but this should definitely be a hard drive for him to get back into good points. And of course, we still have so many people here fighting for the position, and something else changed. We have a new leader. So with a mistake here, maybe, and Gap, of course, now on P1. And I'm pretty sure the top 4 will have a really good fight for the first place.
A very rare mistake from Snow there. Let's see if he's going to be able to keep P2 or maybe even gain back P1. Yeah, I think he's going to be very frustrated about the mistake, but nothing too major. He's still in the race, just lost maybe a second. So yeah, he should be fine.
There's still a lot of distance to go. We have only 3 laps out of 15. And what a battle that is between Löser and Indian Stick maybe now, because Apex has a bit of more pace right now, because he doesn't actually have to defend. Maybe he tries again at Alonso against Schumacher at 130R. Let's see. Red Bull gives you wings, but gives you more speed so far, not maybe a bit later. Apex has to be satisfied with his P10 for now.
You can see both losing a bit of time now to Snow. So the gap's growing, and the gap is now pushing. And let's see if he is able to get away, or if Snow stays right behind him, which would be typical for him. With
the next fight going on, you can already see it. Future doesn't have any second to breathe. Felix here behind him. But the gap is pretty much zero at this point, as you can see. Not even a sheet of paper would fit between those two, as we see really beautiful view here at Suzuka. Not only a really fun track to drive for most people. Just my personal opinion. I don't like to drive here, but it's really difficult and challenging. And maybe that's a good part here. In and stick and Lewis side by side. Lewis defending pretty much the whole race for now. Still sticks to the inside. Can he get a bad exit? Yes, he defended again against in and stick, but now side by side, definitely in and stick with the advantage because the outside here is a bit better at Spoon. Apex trying to find a gap here, but this is not the right time to attack. Maybe now to the inside of Lays. So no, he just digs in his nose, but so far nothing happened, and yeah, still on last place.
So a lot of action going on into the in the field of the bottom 6. So yeah, let's see if they can catch up to the group ahead. Probably not with this fighting, but I mean, who are we to judge? We like to see good racing, and this race is the best example of great racing so far. As we see Snow going on the outside, let's see if he's going to be able to. No, he gets onto the AstroTurf and has to give way for Gap. There's a bit of contact with Moscafy, and he finds himself now down into P4. You can see how much a little mistake can cost you around here.
Anyway said, now Gap still on P1, but doesn't have any air to breathe. Bilson, Moscafy and Snow still there. Of course, little mistake here, but still following really, really nice. As you can see, he's now taking the qualifying line. He doesn't even care anymore. He gives now 100%. Pretty much really scary to see Snow driving on 100% because, you know, like, you can defend, but you can't hide from him. At some point in the race, he will overtake you. Oh, really aggressive here. Apex full deck now on, still in last place. As you see, really good defending so far from Sweet Cherry, still holding on to P6, although he has really fast driver behind him. And yeah, the top 4 are still fighting for P1. And of course, we also have to talk about the strategy. We have a mandatory tire change. So if you look at the field, it's pretty much guaranteed that at least the top 4 have the soft tires on right now, and we'll switch to the medium tires in the next laps. And of course, the group further back should have the mediums, and we'll be able to use the soft tire at the end to maybe get a good run. As you see, Moscafy and Snow both using every millimeter on the track, and yeah, what an exciting fight this is. I mean, come on, how can you not be excited from this? That's also really good position. I hope he has some popcorn ready, and the top 4 are in the pits except for Bilson, and as I said, and I guessed it correctly, everyone on the soft tire. Let's see who else is on a soft tire. Pretty much nobody. Maybe Bilson, but for now, no further pit stops.
You can see Felix on the back of him. Let's see if he's going to be able to get the move done, because he's been stuck behind Sweet Cherry for a while now. Not quite. You can see how hard it is to follow the car ahead in dirty air, especially with these aero-reliant cars. Because once you get that aero wash, there is no way you're actually gonna keep up. You can see just how close it is between those guys. In Germany, we would say, die kann man doch mit einer Currywurstschale abdecken. So yeah, it's... Oh, and there's yellow flag. What happened there? Russ lost it on the exit of Degner 2, which will play into the cards of all the guys who haven't pitted yet, because he was in their group and now he's gone.
Really, really nice set, and I've never heard that comparing it to Currywurst, but really nice, of course. And let's just keep this eyes on Bilson. Maybe he tries to go for one more lap to get the overcut actually. And Snow still fighting with everybody else here, especially Moscafy. Maybe Gap has a bit more of a gap than before. Should be definitely playing his cards really, really nice so far from him. He should be the #1 contender together with Bilson for P1 and yeah, of course, Pearson now in the pits.
Yep, as talked about earlier, Bilson also on the softs, so he's gonna have to hard off the 2 tires for the rest of the race. As you can see, Apex and Luiso fighting for P4. And Apex going through, can he make it stick? Yes, he can. Not making the same mistakes he did earlier in the race. And now it's up to the top 5 to come in and change over to the soft tire. As you can see, the soft tires last 5 laps for the other guys, so that's what the guys who haven't come in will keep in the back of their mind, to time it perfectly, to have a good life of the tires remaining, as well as being able to capitalize on the pace advantage of these tires.
Of course, as we know, the soft tire is a lot faster, especially at the end of the race. But a really interesting thing we can see is that Group 2 actually closed the gap from Group 1, so we have pretty much racing going on from P10 to P1. So everybody fighting for position now. So there's not a blue flag because they're actually racing. And yeah, you saw it right. Felix and Sweet Cherry now fighting for P1 actually. Maybe it will stick until the end if you have some good things. And Moscafi and Pearson already gaining a lot to Gap, and Gap are stuck behind now. And yeah, so far really good race. Snow is not used to being not first place, but of course we have more than half the race still going on, and I'm pretty sure he will give us a really good fight. As the number 1 in the championships, he has a lot of points and it's definitely deserved. He won so much races and now he has to do a lot more work than usual to get it done. But we see here Felix against Sweet Cherry now, maybe the move for P1 going on. Let's see, he has the draft. Is he actually faster? Into turn 1 would be a bit too brave, I think, for my point. Yes, he stays behind for now. Ooh, bit slower there from Sweet Cherry, so Felix definitely has the pace, and I'm pretty sure we get past. Or maybe he tries to undercut against him. Of course, everyone here until Luiso has the pit. And Russ also, of course, with the spin damper, he also has to go into the pits. And yeah, let's see who has the better strategy and who will be on top of the podium at the end of the race.
The next 3 laps will be the most crucial ones for the race, because you have the top guys who have to come in and change over to the softs, as well as the medium runners that have a pace advantage because the mediums are fresher. As we see Felix trying to get past Sweet Cherry with everything he has. But it seems like the Greek driver is defending quite well.
So far still holding on for P1. Was much more fortunate than in Fuji, so it's definitely some good redemption. As you see, oh, look at this. You just think like, okay, Apex there and Luiso, that's a group, and then you see those 4 guys still fighting. It's crazy now. Pearson side by side, we place a full 130. Are we really trying to go side by side? Oh, Luiso backs out a bit. Maybe Moscafi can also go for the move now because Luiso doesn't have the same top speed as him. And Moscafi also goes for the overtake here, and maybe Snow again. That would be really nice. As we see, Sweet Cherry now into the pit, so Felix now for P1, and he can try the overcut to not being stuck behind Sweet Cherry again. As we see, Snow side by side plays, so now he has the outside, which is really, really crucial to not overshoot, and he managed it really good. So that's 3 overtakes in 3 corners for the group, and yeah, this is a race decided here. Gap has already pitted, so he's currently, so to say, on P1, but he's being held up by Apex and Indian Stick. Let's see, can he get past really quickly, hopefully, or we lose a lot of time. As you can see, he already lost 1.4 seconds compared to the normal group here, and Indian Stick pit with a moment here, bit too slow. As you can see, oh no, that's Moscafi into the wall. Really unfortunate, 2nd incident of the day. Indian Stick, of course, wait for him again, was really unlucky. He was on dirty tires, and I think he wanted to give him some space, and Moscafi didn't expect that, and Sadly he's off, but he's still in the race. So let's see if he can get a good comeback as Apex maybe tries to get his place back from Pearson. No, he just sticks behind for now. Pearson.
And Bilson spinning around, and he hits Snow.
This is definitely a title decider. Snow, of course, and he's gone. Really sad to see that. Really unfortunate. That is definitely a change for the championship here. Really crucial here. Pearson just pushing a bit too much. And that's all it takes to win someone's race. But of course, definitely unfortunate and can happen to everyone. So let's see. Won't be the last mistake from everyone here, as you can see. And yeah, both gone. We have already 2 DNFs. Hope it stays at this and not more. Let's have a good race and let's enjoy the view a bit. Felix there on P1 so far. Really good drive from him. Let's see. Gap on P2 here. Apex on P3. Not quite able to hold on with Gap here. Always on P4. Russ on P5 still. Good comeback. See Cherry already in the pits here. Moscow, yeah, with the incident, of course, further back now, but maybe he still has enough of a gap to be in the middle or in a group at the front here. In the second period, of course, because he let everyone past in the incident with. Really unlucky. And yeah, let's see when the other guys are going to pit. And I'm really looking forward the tire strategies.
So it should be the last lap on these tires for the old medium runners. So let's see where they end up. I mean, Sweet Cherry went into the pits a bit earlier, as we see Apex sliding a bit out of the exit of the hairpin. So yeah, let's see if the overcut paid out, or if Sweet Cherry was able to drive a fast pace with these softs and end up ahead of them once again. And yeah, let's see if, and we will see towards the end of the race if the overcut has worked, because we will see if the tires of all of the guys that are yet to come in are better towards the end, because we all know these softs degrades very quickly. So maybe a lap more was the right decision. Let's see. As we see Felix coming in, Apex coming in, Luiso's coming in, and Russ also coming in. So once these guys come out to pit lane, it's gonna be the fight for the positions that are shown on the leaderboard. So let's see, Sweet Cherry's past the pit lane. Where is Felix coming out? A bit behind him, so he has to make some ground up to catch him. But bear in mind, his tires are on temperature, and he has some experience what to expect from his tires. Whereas Felix has to warm up his tires first, and he doesn't know what to expect yet, because we are driving towards the sunset, which means that there is going to be a cooler track, and most of these guys haven't driven in these conditions on softs before. So yeah, we would see if these softs last towards the end, especially of Sweet Cherry, or if the other soft runners are going to catch up to him. Let's see. I mean, Gub is comfortably in P1, so unless he isn't doing anything wrong, as we see Russ going very wide, unless Gub isn't doing anything wrong, he should be fine in P1, especially after the unfortunate incident between Snow and Bilson and Moscafi and Indian Stick. So he pretty much has a clear track in front of him and behind him, so that should be pretty easy for him. You can see the green flags still being waved because Bilson left the race at the point of the incident and it hasn't been cleared up. So that's why there is a green flag and not enough flag shown. Indian Stick pushing, as you can see, 2 wheels into the grass. Moscafi is on a recovery drive. Let's see if he's gonna make it stick, but there's a big gap to the car ahead of him, so I don't think he's gonna be able to capitalize on that. Felix a bit loose on the entry there, So you can see he's really pushing to catch Sweet Cherry. This is probably the fight we'll have to watch out for the rest of the race, because it's for P2, effectively, and we'll see if the overcut has paid out.
Yeah, really very sad here. I think this will be the most interesting battle for the end of the race. We're pushing a lot for Degner 1 here and Degner 2. And yeah, of course, now it's a bit cooler than before, but we have a beautiful sunset here at Suzuka, so you can either focus on beautiful racing or beautiful scenery. And yeah, Felix already, I think he should be now on warm tires again. He's definitely getting a lot of time to Sweet Cherry. I mean, Sweet Cherry defended for a lot of laps, but I think now Felix will be using a bit more of his skill to trying to get past, because this is one of the last laps here. And of course, he cannot overshoot the tires if you push too much on the soft tires. Even 2 laps on qualifying pace is enough that you can't drive anymore. So he has to be really careful and has to time his overtake perfectly to get past. Let's see, 130 are still really close between each other. Maybe he goes now for a move into the chicane. No, keeps it for now. And so far, as you can see, still some groups there. A really good fight going on between Felix and Sweet Cherry there, and also a really good fight between Moscow, Lewis and Russ. We cannot quite see it now, but it looks really close on the track map. As you can see, Felix now maybe into turn 1, side by side, he goes to the inside. Really brave on the brakes, and he gets past. Really nice move from the German here. He's flying now on P2, and pretty sure he's going to finish there. Maybe Apex has some chance to get back to P3. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to the next laps for sure.
So you can see Sweet Cherry has to save his tires, which is why he let Felix past. So we'll have to see if this issue is going to become an issue for Felix as well. And maybe he'll have to save his tires as well, so maybe Sweet Cherry is going to be able to catch up again and maybe pass him again, but that's all to decide for the last 2.5 laps. Apex is closing in a bit.
Really nice, yeah, from both here. I mean, Felix is a really good pace, and really surprising, Sweet Cherry being able to hold on. Apex now with a 1 second gain over the first and second sector. Maybe there will be a fight going on, but for now let's keep the eyes on Moscow here, so currently on P7. There's a really good chance to get back to P5. Really difficult race for him. Was really well and driving really good on the top 4 spot, and had the incident there with Indian stick at Degner 1, which was really unfortunate, but I'm sure the Brazilian driver will be able to get back some places for now.
You can see Felix is really able to wave from Cherry, and maybe he's also trying to defend. Let's see if he has to, and maybe if he has to defend, Apex is going to be able to catch up, and this will be a freeway battle for P2 then. But let's see, that's up for the next couple of laps to be decided.
As you could see, still a lot of errors going on. The tires might be a bit dead for some people here. Indian stick with a 0.5 second penalty. And penalties, of course, can be really crucial. With everyone here, if they get a penalty, they're out of the position fight. Really close gaps between Felix, Sweet Cherry and Apex, and of course between Russ, Laser, Moscow. Maybe Felix still in front of Sweet Cherry, but Sweet Cherry really good pace, trying to hold on. Apex is giving everything he has. He has nothing to lose. The gap to us is enough that he can try to get out 100% of his tires so far. And Moscow also in really good pace. I'm really sure he will be able to at least catch up to Laser until the last lap.
Now, and the indicator saga continues. Last race it was Moscow, and now it's Sweet Cherry who has his indicator on. Probably not because he wants to, but more or less a mistake or something he hasn't turned off yet, because maybe he indicated that he was going out of the pit lane and kept it on for the rest of the race. Let's see. But you can see Apex is really closing in now. I think this will be an exciting final lap to see if Apex has the pace to go past him. He's really gaining on the braking, which indicates that he preserved his tires way better than Sweet Cherry did. And now it's a sprint over the last 5.8 kilometers to see who's gonna get P2. He flashes his lights to make him a bit more nervous. And I think he's gonna feel the pressure now. With a car that has way fresher tires, he's all over his back now. This is really close racing that we love to see. Bit of defending, bit of contact, and is Apex gonna be able to get through? I think he is. Yep, he is. And Sweet Cherry has to lift off. Great move there. Hard racing, but still great racing. As you can see, front isn't the only thing. Isn't the only place where it's going to be fighted out. You can see Loiso and Moscow fighting. Really nice to see if Moscow is going to be able to pass Loiso, or if Luis is going to be able to hold on.
And we will go for the sunset into the night, and let's see who's being able to hold on for his position.
Sweet Cherry has to leave a big gap, so yeah, I think he cooked his tires too early. So that will be the final position for him, I think. I don't think Ross is close enough. But now let's focus on Gab. Drifting through the final chicane just to get some style points, and he finishes the race in P1 after an excellent drive.
So it's win number 1 for Gab here. Wonderful drive by him. And as you can see, we have a Le Mans type style finish here. Felix, what a drive. What a comeback here from last place to P2. What a drive. Apex P3 somehow managed to pass Sweet Cherry P4, P5 Russ here. Moscow managed to get past. We didn't see it on camera here, but P6 really nice done. Really nice. And Blaze on P7, and Innenstick will soon fall on P8. What a race. What an eventful race. Even more exciting than round 7, who would have thought. Of course, the incident between Bilson and Snowbill, unfortunate, of course, between Innenstick and Felix and Innenstick and Moscow. But we had a really good race, and of course, we have to say it. Congrats. First win for him. Gab on P1, really great performance. 12-second gap to Felix, so dominant drive, really good. Felix here on P2, what a recovery drive. Had, like in Fuji, some issues on the first turn, which was not his fault, and managed to get a really strong P2. Apex somehow got on P3, really good fight. And on P4, maybe the man with the best defense here on the whole field. Sweet Cherry, really strong P4 on that Lexus. Really nice drive. Russ here on P5 was actually between those two groups and had a really good strategy, so really nice work by him. Moscow really unfortunate, maybe without the crash P2 or P1, and still managed to get past Laser at the end, so really good. And we have Laser on P7, which he had a really good battle against Innenstick, was absolute nice to watch and was really good. And of course on P8, the last place here from everyone who finished, Innenstick. Of course with 2 incidents, really unlucky for him, but of course really nice sportsmanship, less everyone passed, and really good performance. And on P9 and P10, of course, unfortunately, we have Bilson and Snow. Bilson also had some technical issues. His controller disconnected at the end, so the crash wasn't his fault. And of course, sorry for Snow, but he got enough points to still stay in first place of the championship so far.
Yep, I think the driver to watch out for the final 4 races is Gab. He's in great shape at the moment, especially considering the drivers he was up against. I mean, Snow is an absolute weapon around the tracks in higher downforce cars, and he was able to match that pace and even went faster sometimes. So I think he's really the man to watch out for in the next couple of races.
Very well said, and thank you for watching, and see you hopefully again on the next round, round 9 at the Nordschleife.